Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's another day of my 12 days of Craftmas. This is day 7. Got my cup of tea. That's why I'm a bit out of breath because I was just running to get that before I came live. Another Christmas jumper. Very sparkly today. It's catching the light really well. Most of my Christmassy outfits have either snowflakes or trees on. I have got one or two that don't, but yeah, so the reason why I've got so many is because I just never get around to getting rid of them, and then they all go in a big bag and they go up in the loft and then they come back down every year, and I think, oh, I'll stick these on eBay or put them on Facebook Marketplace or something, but I never get around to it. And then when I do remember and have a clear out, it's mid-year and I think, oh, I'll wait until nearer Christmas and I'll do it, but then I never do. So I just have this big bag of Christmassy things, some of which don't fit me anymore. Anyway, happy Sunday. I hope you're doing something nice today that doesn't involve getting completely blown about in this awful weather. This is perfect weather for me, actually, because it gives me guilt-free excuse to just stay in and craft. So this is why I quite like this sort of like blustery, wintry weather. So I'm not much of an outdoorsy kind of person. Not really much of a hiker or anything like that. I don't really do any of that sort of stuff. I much prefer to stay in and sit in my craft room and be creative. But anyway, let me know what you're up to today. So Charlotte's on. Good morning, Charlotte. I hope to see quite a few of you live. So if you're joining me live, do pop on and give a wave or a hello, or you can ask me any questions. And if you're watching replay, just comment replay, just so I know that I'm being shown to some people, which I think I have been. It's been really nice to get your feedback and your comments. Just as a reminder that all your comments go into a draw, and I'll do another one at the end of this next sort of 6 days. I'll probably do it on Saturday. So I've just done a prize draw yesterday, so I'll do another one Saturday. So all your every time you comment on one of my videos, you'll get into a little draw for a couple of prizes. So and also, as Charlotte might have spotted already, I've got a new Christmas decoration somewhere in my craft room that I've added from yesterday. So if you're new watching today and you haven't seen any of my previous videos, you might want to go back and watch yesterday's to spot the one that I've added today. And then comment, because that goes into a prize draw as well every day for the project that I'm making. Right, today's something a little bit different. Now, I wasn't going to do this because this is something that I'm happy making cards. I'm happy making little boxes. Done that for many years, many years, probably over 20 years I've been making cards. But scrapbooking is not something that I've really got into ever. I have made scrapbook pages in the past, but it's not something I've got into because I just think, okay, my reason for it is that it just seems like so much hard work and takes so long and involves so much product, and you end up spending so much money getting this paper or this embellishment or this little thing that coordinates to go onto one page, that I don't know, it just seemed like such an effort. However, Stampin have kind of just started sort of doing more scrapbooking products, and some of their workshop kits are brilliant because they've got everything in them already coordinating. You don't have to go out and look for a matching ribbon or a matching stamp or whatever. It's got everything in them. So and they're going to be launching another load of these kind of kits in January. Oh, is it December? No, I think it's January. So I'm thinking I might do a bit of scrapbooking. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a demand among my customers or in my local area for scrapbooking, but I would like to learn it myself. So let's, I thought let's put on a couple of scrapbooking type sessions and then see what people think and whether they want to join me in learning this as well. So I am doing it's quite scary for me, this. I'm doing a double page spread. So when you're doing a scrapbook page, you can just do a single 12 by 12, they're usually 12 by 12 page square, and then eventually that will go in an album. And then I thought, the reason why people do 2 pages, it makes perfect sense to me now, which wasn't obvious before, is that when you're opening your scrapbook, you see 2 pages at once. So it looks so much better if you've got 2 pages that coordinate together, that are, you're scrapbooking a particular day or a particular holiday, or you're just sharing some nice photos of someone that you love or whatever, and it's a double page and it all sort of flows. So I've never done that before. I've never done a double page, so I thought, let's give it a go. And I thought, I'm going to keep it simple because I've not done this much. I'm going to go and show you down. You need to start with 12 by 12 cardstock. So Stampin' Up! Does sell some of this. It's going to increase its range next year, which is great. But I have a pack of this 12 by 12 white. It's just normal white card in the right size, 12 by 12. By the way, this is going to be your freebie if you order today. You can pick this if you want to make a start on some scrapbooking pages. It's a free gift with an order of £40 or more. I mean, you can pick any of the other previous gifts as well, but this is today's special. I can spot Julia and Jane as well. Good morning, you two. And you're welcome for the prize, Julie. You seem to be quite lucky with the prize draws. I'm sure you get picked, statistically probably more often, which is great. You're very lucky. You've got a very lucky name, I think. Right, so when I look at this blank page, I can feel quite intimidated and think, where on earth to start? Do you know what I did? First of all, I went on Google and I went on Pinterest and I just Googled or searched for scrapbooking sketches. That's a good place to start. So I found lots of sketches. Some of them were more complicated than others. So I thought, let's go try and find a simple one. So I found a couple, and then from those sketches I saw online, I did a bit of a sketch myself. And that's what I started with. It's nothing. It's just some squares and some rectangles and some lines and some squiggles. But I made that knowing already that I wanted to use that festive, little bit festive. The papers I showed you on day one, the little bit festive papers. So there's, in that pack, there's 3 12 by 12s, and then there's all those, do you remember all the little die cut pop outs? You'll have to go back to day one where I showed you these products. So I popped out, in fact I popped them all out. I said I was going to, because they were all going everywhere. I've popped them all out and put them in a little folder. So I've grabbed a few that that I thought these would go really nicely on my page, and maybe I'll use them. I even popped out one of the words merry, because I thought that might go quite nice on here. So that's what I did first. So I knew I wanted to use this paper. In that paper I've got reds and greens, so I got some red and green cardstock, so that I could do some frames or bits and pieces. And I also found a stamp set that I've got from one of the Christmas workshop kits that is currently available, a Reindeer Days one. This stamp set was in that sort of range online, and I thought a couple of these stamps might work quite well. I didn't really have, I had a vague idea of what photos I might use, but actually I'm designing the scrapbook page without the photos, because I think sometimes, not always, but if you start with the photo and try to build around it, in my mind, I feel like that I could have blocks, I could have creative blocks there, because I would want to be scrabbling around trying to find things that coordinated perfectly with my photos, with the colours in my photos, with the images in my photos. And I thought, well, I'm going to end up not doing that. I'm just going to end up giving up. So I thought, let's design the scrapbook page and then put the photos on. Do it that way round. So that's another hint. So I took one of the 12 by 12 pieces of paper, and I didn't have a full sheet at that point because I've used some already. So I chopped it so that I could use a bit on one page and a bit on the other page, so that already I've tied my theme across the two pages and they flow together because they coordinate. So that's what I've done. So this is 5 inches by the full 12-inch length, and this bit is 3 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so that's what I'm starting with. So don't have to stick anything down just yet. We'll just lay it on for now. So then what I did was I cut some cardstock up. So that's, now I thought I had already done this bit. So that I didn't have to do it again. Yeah. So this piece might go as a bit of a backdrop to one of my photos on this page. So this is, I've just cut this to 6 inch by 4 inch. So that might go something like that. And then this is, in fact, I think I'll cut another bit. I'll cut a bit the same size as that paper. So 3 inches by 9 inches. Well, let's just go, yeah, 3 inches by 9. I'm going to arrange that something like that. So again, I've got a theme running between the two pages so that they look consistent. Okay, this is what I did as well. So it's useful to have some markers of where your photos might go. So this is just white cardstock. This is 6 by 4. So it would be what you might print your photo out as. And then these are square ones, so I might print out a couple of square photos. So I've just cut these to 3 by 3. So you can start to arrange, you know, where your photos might go. But then what I did was I cut some frames for them, because I thought they need something to kind of anchor them down. So these are just quarter of an inch bigger. So 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 and 3 1/4 square. So it's already coming together, right? And I told you I am going to keep it really simple. So let's grab our bits and pieces. So these are all our, so these are from the this is from the Little Bit Festive speciality paper. But if you search on Stampin' Up website, if you search for ephemera, that's EPHER, E-P-H-E-M-E-R-A. Can't do spelling on the fly. Ephemera packs, then you get packs of all the like ready printed die cuts, and they're perfect for this. They're perfect for projects like this to make it quick and easy. So I spent a little bit of time kind of faffing around with this sort of, you know, this layout, and I remembered a bit of a design rule, design guide. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to sneeze. Oh no, it's gone. A design rule is, I mean, I don't know what it's officially called, but I, in my head, it's called the power of three, and it's your elements arranged as a triangle of three. So you can see I've just kind of naturally put my photos in a bit of a triangular formation, and then where you put your elements in a sort of triangular formation. So say my baubles there and my tree there. If I had more baubles, I'd probably stick to the bauble theme, but I don't. And then sort of this one, it's sort of triangular, if that makes sense. And apparently that is really sort of pleasing on the eye. Okay, so I mean, that's already come together quite well, I think. So I think it's just a matter of adding some extra, because I've got lots of white space, which I actually don't mind. I'm all for the white space in my cards, and I don't mind a lot of white space, but actually there are things that we can do just to sort of make it a bit less stark, on which is some stamping. And I found a stamp in my collection that I thought would work brilliantly, and that's this ferny piney stamp from Golden Greenery. So if I grab my garden green ink, because that's what's coordinating with the papers on the cardstock, I might do a bit of stamping on here. So I'll do that before I glue things down, because I'm kind of happy where these are. So again, rule of thirds, rule of power of three, rule of three. I know I want some ferns to sort of hang these baubles off of, because they're kind of floating in midair at the moment. So I'm going to put some there first of all. Just have them kind of coming off the edge like that. So then I want some up here, put some coming down from that edge there. Let's do it from the corner. Some from there. And if I'm going to do thirds, then I need something down there. So I'll do some coming up from this corner. And actually, if I put my two pieces of cardstock together, I could get some going on both pages at once, which would look nice, I think. There. I'm going to do that on this bit as well. Just going to get another one going across like that. Maybe one more. A good measure there. Okay, so now I've got some of that stamping. And I'm also going to, because I think this cardstock, this green cardstock, is a little bit plain. So I thought I would. So using this pattern here, it's a nice one to use just for, let's just do some going across the top and, no. Did I do that? Yeah. Just adds a little bit of interest on there. And same on this one, I'll just go across. I know I'm doing it off camera, sorry, but I've realised that if you're scrapbooking a double page spread, you need a lot of space. You need a lot of desk space, and then you need somewhere to stamp where you're not going to be stamping on your page. So that'll go something like that. And then I just thought, I really like this stamp. Let's maybe keep going with it. So I'm going to do just some pattern on here. I thought this would, again, add a little bit more interest. And then you could put these two together and do some like that. And let's do some in that corner. And a little bit under here. I just think that just now just takes the edge off that white space a little bit more. Right, I'm going to start gluing because, you know, I've had a little bit more time yesterday to play here, so I kind of sort of happy with the layout. It's one of those things where I think you can spend a lot of time, like endless amount of time, faffing. And at some point, you've just got to go, right, I'm making a decision now. It's good enough. So my question for you is, what are your thoughts on scrapbooking? Do you already scrapbook? Is it something you used to do but you've kind of stopped doing it? And if so, what was the reason? Main reason? Is it something that you might fancy having a go at? If not, why not? Is it just that you just don't really get the whole scrapbooking things? Not something you're really interested in trying because you, I don't know, maybe too many other hobbies? Quite high up. Oh, I can see Susie, June and Sharida. Good morning to you. So when I was doing this, and then I was halfway through it when I realised I did have some photos on my phone that I thought actually they would work so well. And then once I'd kind of like printed out those photos, and I will kind of add, I'll lay them on so you can see, but I'm going to leave these blank because someone's going to win these, so they'll want to put their own photos on, or they might do. So I'm going to leave them blank. As soon as I just thought of these photos, I thought, actually, I think I'm going to really like to scrapbook. I think it's such a lovely way to preserve good memories, or, you know, to commemorate occasions, or, you know, to have something really pretty to look at with your photos in mind, because we just kind of, you know, we're constantly just keeping them on our phone. And you know, you might occasionally have a little scroll through your phone, but really, I think something like this is just going to be so much nicer to look at later on. A bit more stamping. I'm going to use Festive Memories because it needs a bit of a title across there. This is a lovely big stamp. Hopefully I've left enough room there. Perfect. And I was wondering if I could fit fa la 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 on as well. So can you think of any photos that you've got lying around or on your phone or on your computer that would fit this theme? I'm thinking like putting the tree up. That was what I immediately thought of. I don't know if this is going to fit. I feel like it needs to be up here, but you don't know. If I stamp that out on a bit of card, and then I can, oh, I don't know if this is a tip that I've just thought of. Stamp your stamps out on card, cut them out before you stamp onto the background. You can have a little play with position. I don't know, I'm not sure. What if we do the opposite way? No. Yes, I'm not sure about fa la la. But let's stick these on. If anybody does scrapbooking, here's a question for you. Do you use dimensionals on your scrapbook pages, or do you try and keep them quite flat so that they will go into, you know, the pockets and into the folders? That's what I was wondering. I don't know if you kind of add dimension normally to your scrapbooking pages, because obviously with cards I'm always adding dimensionals. So, and I'm just thinking like ribbon and bows and things like that. Anyway, that was, you know, just something that occurred to me that I ought to ask. Because I might put some ribbon on these baubles because I feel like they need something. And then finally, I'm going to stick these little stars. These stars are also out of the A Little Bit Festive papers. You just pop everything out. They're like already die cut and printed. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that is it. Oh, just this one. I found it really fun to do, and I'll definitely be doing more of these. I'll show you the photos that I printed out. They're not great quality photos because they're just printed out from my phone straight onto just cheap paper. But I thought, in fact, I've just realised that I shouldn't have stuck that down like that. I need it stuck so that I can tuck my photo behind. I'll sort that out. But I've cut these just a little bit smaller than the frames, just so that I've got a bit of border. And that was me and my friends last year decorating my Christmas tree and having a bit of a cocktail and pyjama party, which was really fun and definitely a lovely festive memory. So I thought, yeah, that would work perfectly. And it fits the theme because I've got the trees and the baubles. So, yep. Yeah, Chris, I think we both should have a proper go at the scrapbooking next year. I'm looking forward to seeing Stampin' Up's next lot of scrapbooking products, which, because we're demonstrators, we can see next week. We'll get a little bit of a preview on those. And when I see them, that might inspire me to get some dates going for some scrapbooking sessions. And I may do in person and online. So if you're watching from afar, if you can't get to me to come over for one of my classes in person, then I'll do some online ones. Definitely do some online ones. So yeah, I'd love to have your thoughts on scrapbooking in general, because I'm new to it. I'm learning myself. You know, it'll be fun to have some people on the journey with me, on the learning journey. So yeah, let's do it next year. Let's bring me back. I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. Maybe I should start calling it Scrapbook Sunday or something, and do a regular scrapbook thing on a weekend. I think that might be quite good. Yeah, as usual, make a comment on what Christmas decoration you spot. The more comments, the better. I love to see your questions and your feedback as well. Tomorrow's session back at 10. Oh, is it 10? Yes, 10 o'clock. Back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm doing quite well for the keeping to the 10 o'clock thing, which is very unlike me. But yeah, it's good to have a routine and be consistent. I'm going to share photos from this, better photos, later on. And as usual, the email PDF with the supply list and the measurements will be going out later today, about tea time. And if you're not on my mailing list, then the link is in the video below to register for my mailing list, because I'm sending out the link to the tutorial every day for the next, well, till Friday. Don't forget your ordering specials, right? So every day I'm doing an ordering special. Well, a free gift of the day for orders, but I'm not going to restrict you to that one today. You can choose from all of the previous ones. So go and see what you'd like as your free gift. I do recommend waiting. Don't do it today. Do it from 11 p.m. tonight. Stampin' Up have the free shipping offer. So for the 3 days from 11 p.m. tonight, it'll be free shipping on orders of £60 or more. So that will save you shipping if you do that. Alternatively, message me with your order and I'll put it through with my own orders, and that'll save you a couple of quid on postage. So yeah, let me know if you need anything. Have a really good day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.